little bit, it will be a different way, because you know that you have come here to refresh yourself in the different fields of commerce, economics, and management. But my subject will be a little bit, though it is related to the management, but it will be a little bit different, and I will orient you that how actually as a teacher in the higher education department, and not only as a teacher, as a human being, as a karta of the family, as a principal, as a faculty member, as a student, how will we in a position to manage our time effectively and efficiently, so that the responsibilities which are showered with us, we will be in a position to fulfill them nicely and comfortably. So this 2 hour session we will have on time management, in order to know the skill, in order to know the practices, professionalism in managing the time, because you know how many times we use this word during the day, that what time is my class, what is the duration of this semester, when there is will be an examination, what time I have to report at the railway station. You see hundreds of times we use this word time. But do we take this into account, that it has to be materialized, or it has to be utilized effectively and efficiently, so that the responsibility, so that the work which actually we are scheduled to do at our home, in the office, at the in the class, we are doing it effectively, efficiently or not. Now, you know that we actually, as a student of commerce, management, economics, we know that there are different resources which we put together, and we actually are then in a position to have manufacturing, or have to render the services. Like we say that we have man, machine, materials, methods, isn't it, money. So we these resources are put together, then only we are in a position to give the cost of production of a particular product or a service, so then we sell it. It's possible. But you don't think so, that there are so many other resources which also gets consumed along with these resources. One of the important resource, that is time. We utilize time also in the process, isn't it? So this is also a very essential resource. We cannot forget this resource in any of the processes, even apart from this manufacturing. In every activity, actually, we are utilizing this resource, time as a resource, because it's like a resource as we have water, as we have air, as we have this also a time. We utilize this also in the class, in the production process, or somewhere it is, isn't it? So I will let you know, because why we have not included it in the cost of production, because we are not in a position to generalize the value of the time. Now, what actually this time is, first of all, we will discuss what is the time, isn't it? What is time? So I will be sharing a presentation for that. And before sharing the presentation, because we will have 5 to 10 minutes rest in between, half the way. And then the last half, 30 to 40 minutes, I will keep this, especially I will give you a questionnaire. I will put it on the screen. You will just keep the question, you will just fill up, and you will have a notebook and pen with you in the next session. You will keep it, and then you will score it. I will give you the guidance how you have to fill the questionnaire. But you need not to disclose the result. And you will be in a position to know how much effective you are in managing the time. Do you need additional things to learn the time management skill or not? So that will be at the end of the session. So for rest of the time, we'll be discussing time. We will discuss the value of the time. We will discuss the how we can come to know that we are poor time managers. And then again, we will come to know that what are the various skills which we should have, which we should learn, and we should keep it in our mind when we are actually doing any activity, so that we are in a. Will you please help me that it has come on your screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it moving also? Is it moving?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because there is always a problem, because we have to put it in the entire screen mode, then only it moves in this mode. Okay. So I was discussing about, first of all, we learn what is time. Please put yourself on the mute mode, because there are why this noise is coming from somewhere. Please put yourself in a mute mode. So when you have a question, or maybe at the end, then we will have it differently. So, so I was discussing. So what is actually the time? Before I will give you the definition of the time, or what actually we mean by the word time, if we put it in the Google, because now Google is a dictionary, it is everything, an expert, it's a guidance, it's a teacher with us. So whenever we have a difficulty, we put things in the Google and try to find out what the result is there, isn't it? So when I put myself in Google as in this, it will be very smaller because I have just put a screenshot here. So when I try to find out how Google is giving meaning of the time, it shows that time will have a different meaning when we use it as a noun, isn't it? So it will be like, what is the time? What time is it? Isn't it? We can use it as a this word as a noun. Then we can use it also as verb, isn't it? So in a verb, their request was badly timed. It came at the wrong time, so we can use it as a word. Even the screenshot has not come fully here. Even it was also shown there that we can use it as an adjective also. Like it can be time pass, time bomb, isn't it like that? So time pass, a very good example for that. So we can use it as an adjective also. So this is how the Google actually is reflecting the meaning of the time. But what actually is the time? Because as a student of management and commerce, we use time. It's a resource. I told you that it's a resource. But it's an inelastic resource. We use this resource in every of our activity. Whether you are taking a tea, you are in a classroom taking a session, you are learning something, you are taking a dinner, you are talking to a person. So in all activities of life, you will find that we are using this resource also, this resource in every activity. So the problem is that it is inelastic. We cannot stretch it, nor we can condense it. Like we know that it makes 60 seconds a minute. Can we make it 61 seconds of a minute? It's not possible. Can we make 62 minutes of an hour? No, not possible. Or can we make only 1 minute of 59 seconds? No, it's not possible. Neither we can stretch it, nor we can condense it. So if in this situation, so why should we learn that we should learn this time management? Because as you know that the slogan is with the resources, energy, we say energy saved is energy produced. Not we say time saved is time produced. Like I will tell you, for example, if we are given an activity, you do it within 3 hours, and I did it only within 2 hours. Okay. Yeah, I have been given this subject that you please take 3 sessions for this, and I completed to my satisfaction and to the satisfaction student. I completed only 2 sessions. So that means I saved one of the session, and this session can be devoted to something else. Or if I'm given a task that you please do this activity within 3 hours. So if I did it only within 2 hours, don't you think that we saved 1 hour in our life? We can do this 1 hour differently, and we can do some other activity in this. Or we can say, for example, if we live around 70 years, so we are so many things we are expected to do in our life, isn't it? For example, if we do all the activities which are expected to do throughout our entire life, we did it only 65 years. So 70 years, this work you did in 65 years. Isn't it that you got an additional 5 years in your life? Now you are, instead of living 70 years, so you lived for 75 years because you had an additional time of 5 years to do number of other activities, isn't it? So this is actually, I told you that it is a resource for that very purpose. Now the question is, I told you that why don't we put this resource also in the cost of production or while determining the cost of the things, isn't it? You see, even when we use water as a resource, we cost it, we put it in the cost of production, but we don't use time because you cannot generalize the value of the time. Quantitatively, I can tell you it's very difficult to give value to the time. For example, 1 hour for me can be 200 rupees. For you, it can be 300 rupees. For somebody, it can be 10 rupees. For Honorable Prime Minister of India, it can be lakhs of rupees. For somebody else, big businessman, it can be 10 lakhs of rupees 1 hour. So we cannot generalize. So that is why we are not including this in the cost of production. For example, if we are going to purchase a pen from the market, for the cost of the pen is rupees 20. This 20 is for me, this is for you. Even if my vice chancellor goes, it will be she will also purchase it for peace stand. If the honorable president will go, she will also get this pen for peace stand. But value of time, when we discuss, it will be different for the honorable president of India. It will be different for my vice chancellor. It may be different from the Professor Nagraju. It may be different for somebody else, isn't it? So quantitatively, we cannot give value of the time, but we have to understand time has a value also, because unless we understand it has a value, we cannot make effective use of the time, because once we know the value of a thing, then we make effective use of that activity, isn't it? So there is a small exercise I will let you know how we will uh, we this discuss, or we can let know that how we can how the time is having a value, but we can do it in a qualitative way. In quantitative way, it will not be possible. Now, this is showing me comes on this now. Yeah, please. Somebody has helped me in this. Thank you very much. So nice of you. Okay. It says that to realize the value of 1 year, ask a student who failed a grade. A student, when he fails, he has to sit at his home, isn't it? So, and in this 1 year, when he will be joining the class next year, during this year, what will be the fate of his living with the family, living with the friends, living with the society, isn't it? He will be humiliated, he will be insulted, every injury will be passed to him, his life will be traumatized. So everybody will tell him, you have failed, you are very lazy, you are nikama, you are this, you are that, isn't it? So go to that student who, by virtue of his failure, had to spend 1 year in his home, isn't it? Faced all the traumas, faced all the injuries, traumas, insults, isn't it? He will tell you how much cost it has given me, how much this difficulty I have been facing in this 1 year. He will tell you what is the value of this 1 year. If we go down to realize the value of 1 month, ask a mother who gave birth to a premature baby. We all know that it takes 9 months to have a live baby, isn't it? And during this period, a mother, how much difficult her life is. She acts differently. She practices differently. She she eats differently. She walks differently. So you see how much difficulty and how much trauma she faces all these during 9 months. And by virtue of giving birth to the baby 1 month before, only after 8 months, you know that there is a least chance of survival of that baby. So almost it is dead. And go to ask that mother who gave birth to a baby only after 8 months, and the baby was dead. She will tell you what is the value of this 1 month, which actually is the cost equivalent to his baby. Yeah, it has taken life of the baby. So she can tell you what is the value of this 1 month. To realize the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. And the success of a newspaper depends upon the quality of the news which he gets published in this newspaper. So, and if it's a weekly newspaper, in this week he has to utilize all his resources, manpower, everything, and try to get each and every incident, each and every activity, isn't it? So that his newspaper will be a success. And he will tell you how much this 1 week is value to him, because when he's utilizing this week, getting the news and then publishing a paper. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask the lovers who are waiting to meet. When the relationship is based on love and affection, and if we are going to meet that person, but we are supposed to wait for 1 hour more to see him. And I will give a small example. For example, if there is a father, he is going to receive his daughter at the airport, who has been coming after 3 years of 2 years of completing her education, and how much father will be serious to see his daughter after 3 years. He is waiting at the airport, and it was expected to reach at 11. This plan. Now there was an announcement that flight will be 1 hour late. Tell me what will be the condition of his father? How many times he will see the watch? How many times he will see towards the sky? Do you think he sits at one place? No, there is a listlessness. So that means he is very curious to see about his daughter, and he has been made to put 1 hour more. So he will tell you what is the value of this 1 hour. which he was supposed to spend more now to see his daughter. And there can be relations different. It can be a husband for a wife, it can be a mother for a son, it can be different with the love. Only the thing is, relationship should be based on love and affection. To realize the value of 1 minute, ask a person who missed the train. We all know that trains have a fixed time to leave, to depart, and to arrive. So nowadays, now you have too many of the tracks, isn't it? So even 1 minute delay will cause number of problems. You cannot make train to delay by 1 minute because now it's computer networking. They have to cross the junctions, etc. So the timing is very serious there. So, for example, if somebody among us, he is going to Delhi and he's going to take the train at 3 in the evening, at 3 in the afternoon. So then he will take the train and he's supposed to reach Delhi tomorrow in the morning, isn't it? And then he has scheduled his every activity that he will reach 5 in the morning at Delhi, go to the hotel, have a wash, go this office, that. So everything is done. But he reached railway station 1 minute late. And when he reached railway station, he found that the train has left because I have been 1 minute late. Now, when this situation comes, because everybody must have faced this situation, because of this 1 minute, we have lost. So what becomes to us at that very moment? You know that we become stuck. What to do? Train has left. What should I do? Now, it takes few minutes to regain the consciousness and then to find out what alternative actions I can take. But everything got disturbed. Tell that person who missed the train by just only 1 minute, he will tell you there is definitely a value for this 1 minute. To realize the value of 1 second, ask a person who just avoided an accident. We say he avoided this accident. Avoidance of accident is only a matter of seconds. When we use he avoided this accident, it's almost, I can tell you, it's almost just a matter of 1 second. For example, a person who was just walking on the road, he takes 1 step left. If he has not taken 1 step left, the bus or the vehicle which was coming behind, it could have hit him. But by taking an action of just moving towards the left, it was just an action of 1 second. And because of this 1 second, he could save his life. He would have met an accident. He could have been injured. Something could have happened, isn't it? So only this avoidance accident is just a matter of 1 second. So just ask that person who took this activity of a second and it saved his life. He will tell you what is the value of this 1 second. To realize the value of 1 millisecond, ask the person who won a silver medal in the Olympics. We again now bifurcate this second into 10 milliseconds. Now, there has been an Olympic Games. For example, there is a race going on. One person reached 1 minute, 20 seconds, and 5 milliseconds. Another person, he reached 1 minute, 20 seconds, and 4 milliseconds. The person who reached it at 4 milliseconds was the gold medalist, and who reached it 5 milliseconds, he became the silver medalist. Go to the silver medalist. Tell him what is the value of 1 millisecond. He will tell you because of this 1 millisecond, he lost his gold medal. He can tell you how the value. So this was a very small exercise that we should realize that time definitely has a value. Even if it's a year, it's a decade, it's a life, it's a minute, even a 1 millisecond, it definitely has a value. Now, treasure every moment that you have. Treasure it. This moment is what? Moment is millisecond. Every millisecond is a treasure. Every millisecond is definitely has a value. So treasure it. Yesterday is history. From time management perspective, because we are here and from management to commerce, whenever we have to take management is a decision making. We take always decisions for today or for tomorrow. We cannot take decision for yesterday because it's a history. I will not tell you that I will be taking your class on 21st of July 2025. Is it possible? No, I cannot say this because 21st July has gone. So I cannot take, but that history is also important. I'm not telling you that history is not important. From management perspective, it's not that much important. But history gives us a learning. It gives us an experience, isn't it? Why we look into the history of people, history of kings? because we want to know their lifestyle, their activity, how they have passed their life. So this is also important. But from time management perspective, yesterday becomes a history. Now, tomorrow is again a mystery. Though decision making is for tomorrow, but we know we take decisions under risk and uncertainty. So there is an element of risk. We manufacture some activity, but the fashion changes. The product is not sellable. We are not in a position to sell the product. So there are elements of risk out there. Yeah, I am going Delhi, isn't it? I have a flight at 3 tomorrow today. So because of some calamity conditions, because of some technical deficiency in the airplane cannot go. So always when we talk of tomorrow, there is an element of risk. But in decision making, we take this risk into consideration. This is, we are taking decisions, so we can measure the risk, but uncertainty, it's not possible. But we take decisions in mystery, but settle. So whenever we take a decision, there is an element of risk in it. Then today is a gift. Today, this time, when we are together, interacting in this research course, it's a gift for us. So today is a gift. So that is why we say it's called the present. So we say birthday present, marriage anniversary present. So this present is what? It's actually a gift. It's known to be a gift. So that's why today is a gift. Now, this was with regard to the time. Now, so far as the time management is concerned, first of all, let us know what the time management is. I put the word in the Google. I found lakhs of these definitions on time management. Now, enough of research is now going on to see how we'll be in a position to manage this time effectively and efficiently. So one definition which I pass, it is the ability to use one's time effectively or productively, especially at work. So it is how much skill we possess, how we are utilizing this skill, isn't it? To use one's time, so how we are using this time, isn't it? Effectively, efficiently, productively, but especially at work. Because when we are not working, we cannot say time management. If, for example, if I stay idle, so you will tell me, please manage your time effectively. But my time management. So idle work is no time. So we especially see when we are working, we are in a class teaching a subject. When we are in a production process, doing some activity of production, or I am a marketing manager. So that means I am supposed to do some work. Then only we can use this time management. And time management is ability. That means the learning capacity of a person, or we can say the skill of a person to use his time effectively and efficiently. Now, all the definitions are like that. Like in this next definition, I found that element of management has been more put in this. Time management is the process of planning and exercising conscious control of time spent on specific activities, especially to increase effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity. So it gives more emphasis towards the management, because we know management starts from the planning and it ends with the control. Isn't it? It says that the whole of the process of planning and control, isn't it? So our time spent on specific. So when we are doing some activities and how we are using this time, we are using the planning exercise, we are using all these processes, especially why we are using it, because we want to increase effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity. You see a lot of definitions referred to as technique for managing time, a technique for effective time use, especially having enough time to accomplish the many tasks required. The degree to which individuals perceive their use of time to be structured and purposeful. A technique to increase the time available to pursue activities, ways to assess the relative importance of activities for the development. These are 8 definitions I've taken from different these literature. So this is actually what time management is. But for our discussion today, we will use time management definition like this. Time management as a self-controlled attempt to use time in a subjectively efficient way to achieve outcomes. I am just repeating the definition. Time management as a self-controlled attempt to use time in a subjectively efficient way to achieve outcomes. Now, this is a definition. This is also, I have taken it. Dr. Cindy, please put yourself in a mute mode, please. Dr. Cindy, please. Yeah, thank you. So when we try to analyze this definition, you will find people, you see that in the definition itself, it says self-controlled attempt. That means we have an opportunity that we can divide up the time and we can organize our time. It's me, it's you. you have an opportunity to divide your time. For example, we give question paper to a student, tell him that please do 5 questions in 3 hours. Student A, he answers question number 1 in 20 minutes. Another student, it takes 40 minutes to take. So because it is their discretion that how they will divide up and how they will organize their time in attempting this question paper. Yeah, for example, we are going in a class as a teacher, isn't it? Now we have different concepts to discuss with relating to this subject. We have different concepts. Teacher A, he defines the concept A and it takes him 5 minutes. But same concept by another teacher, it takes him 15 minutes. So this is an opportunity. So it is, I understand better way that which concept needs this type of explanation. Another teacher knows his own style of teaching it. So that means we are having an opportunity. Nobody can, we don't take like dictations on this very account because we know our strength, we know ourselves, how we will divide up and organize this time. We have been provided a syllabus of 1 semester, which is of 6 months. Now I devise my own mechanism that how I will be in a position to complete this syllabus to the ultimate satisfaction of students in these 6 months. You must have understood that we now have a credit-based system, isn't it? We say that 1 unit will have 1 credit. That means 25% of the lectures should be given to 1. But sometimes you do think that you differ it also some way, because we understand maybe if, for example, I am teaching accounts to the students of MBA, I understand the students are coming from the different backgrounds. They are engineering backgrounds, some are from science, some are from management, some are from commerce, isn't it? So they don't have a poor understanding of management accounts. So it takes me some more time to discuss the first unit, though I have been directed that 25% of the time should be given to the first unit. But it takes me a little more time because I have to give some accounts to every student. So because this is my opportunity, I understand that first of all, I have to make them understand what financial statement is. Then only I can go and talk them financial statement analysis, I will talk ratio analysis, I will talk cash flow analysis, isn't it? So one point of this time management is that we have an opportunity to decide how to divide up and organize time effectively, efficiently to do whatever activity we are being provided with. Another thing in the definition was time management legitimately with regard to outcomes. Question is, we must manage time so that the outcome comes. We will manage time, but outcome will not come. Then it's no time management. So it is in relation to the outcomes, isn't it? We must know what we are actually doing. We are spending this time. Ultimately, it is that we should be in a position to achieve whatever we are supposed to do. So it is in relation to the outcomes. We cannot say time management in vacuum. It is in relation to the outcome or in relation to the objectives with which we are associated with. Then the last thing it was subjectively efficient way. Subjectively, because there is objectivity cannot be there. Because when we are having the opportunity to divide up, we are opportunity to organize. So it is a subjectively efficient way. Subjectively efficient way means a person who will do this activity in 2 hours. Another person he does in 3 hours. That means the person who has done this activity in 2 hours only, he is the efficient time manager, isn't it? It's so different. If someone wants to achieve a particular goal, he can do this in different way. Or even myself also, I can do this way. I can have a case methodology. I can have a presentations. I can have example sessions, isn't it? So purpose is where what I have to make students learn about the accounts or about any subject, isn't it? So if I could do it within I have different opportunities. So that opportunity or that alternative will be better for me, in which I could complete the task within the limited time. So differences are caused by the time involved, because time is an enormous resource. The less time is needed, the more efficient time management is. It is commonly believed that you can manage your time more efficiently or less efficiently. So this was definition of the time management. Now, first of all, let us understand how we will understand ourselves that we are not good time managers. Because we have to diagnose the problem. Because this is very essential topic, time management. First of all, we should understand where the difficulty is. Are we different? Are we really poor time managers? And we need to learn the skills. For example, I got some problem in my head, so I understand that there is a headache. I go to a doctor and tell him, please give me a medicine. I have a problem. So there must be sign. There must be somebody. Even when I'm in a classroom, I look towards the faces of the students. By faces of the students, I come to know that they have not learned this concept. So some sign or symptoms are reflected on their faces. So by virtue of that, I understand they have not learned the concept, isn't it? So something must be occurring, isn't it? So that we can understand that we are not good time managers, and then it definitely requires a proper mechanism, proper this proper direction in order to overcome this issue. So how we will understand that we are poor time managers? It says procrastination, deadlines constantly being missed. We are having multiple jobs, and in these multiple jobs, we have so many of the jobs which are time fixed, isn't it? We have they have time deadlines are there. For example, I will tell you, recharging of a phone, there is a deadline. Submitting of the examination form, there is a deadline. Paying the fee for our children in the school, there is a deadline. So these deadlines are, you will see number of activities. For example, we have to submit a CAS form, career advancement scheme form in the college. There is a deadline. So in so many jobs you will find, yeah, even we have to complete the syllabus within 6 months, yeah, within 5 months, whatever is the time, isn't it? So there are deadline-driven projects out there. So if you are missing these deadlines constantly, it's not once it's possible. Maybe, for example, if I am teaching paper accounts, I have been given this syllabus, you complete it within 6 months. Even 1 month is examination, we complete it within 5 months. If, for example, in one of the years, I found that I could complete only 70% of this. It's okay. Because of some eventuality, that year I could not do it because there were strikes or there was some failures, or some issue was there, or there was some other issues. So I could not complete the syllabus. It's one time, it's okay. But if constantly, every year, when this examination is scheduled, I am still having 60% of the syllabus complete. Do you think there is a problem? It's a problem. If every time I am submitting late my form, most of the times I pass these deadlines, I forget about doing these things. So this is a point of worry. So that means we are not good time managers. Why we are this surpassing or we are missing these deadlines? So when we are missing deadlines constantly, once, twice, thrice, it is possible that because of some problem, we could not submit. Put, Dr. Renuka, please mute it. Please mute. Dr. Renuka, please mute. Okay. I was telling you that. So if once we could miss the deadline, it's not a worry. But if every time, for example, we have to we have to pay the fee to in the school of our children, for our children. If every time we are late, most of the times we are late, so that means we are having a problem time management. I will tell you that it cannot be only problem time management, cannot be, but most important problem which we are having for this would be because of poor time management. Another is chronic vacillation between unpleasant alternatives. You know that if we in every activity, we have different choices of doing an activity. If we take a choice, spend some time on that choice, then we change to take another choice. We are again not satisfied with that choice, then we go to the third choice. So it's a chronic vacillation from one choice to the another. So it is also because you have not been in a position to manage your time effectively in adopting a particular choice. So this could also be one of the issues, could be poor time management. So if it's a chronic vacillation, for example, as a teacher, I have different methodology to teach the students. I can teach through case studies, I can have role playing, I can have games, I can have presentations, PPTs, I can have extempore sessions. Now there are tremendous amount of choices are for a teacher. So if, for example, in a class, I have started with case method, but after 15 minutes, I tell them, no, this is not good. I will change. I will do this way. So it is also because of, it can be. I don't say that this can be the only reason, but one of the reasons could be poor time management. fatigue or listlessness, many hours of unproductive activity. If you must have understood, if we are given a task, do it within 2 hours. If we do it within 2 hours, what happens to us? Do you think we are tired? We are not tired. Because happiness comes in the body. Some hormones get developed. So this fatigueness, listlessness, this gives away. But if we are given these 2 hours, that you do this task within these 2 hours, and if we are not in a position to do it, we get tired, we get listlessness, isn't it? So whenever, because in every activity we have to manage our time. By failure of managing our time, we could not complete the task. And this incompletion of the task, it led to our fatigue and listlessness. It's also possible. One of the issues could be poor time management. I am not telling you that this can be the only issue, but one of the important issues is that is a poor time management. Rushing from one project to the other, no satisfied feelings of accomplishment. I told you that when we complete a task, we have a feeling of accomplishment, satisfied feelings. So we get a satisfaction when we complete a task. But if you are rushing from one project, for example, as a teacher, you know that we are all teachers. We are supposed to improve the research quality and then we will get promotions. I have started working on a research project. I spend 1 month on that research project. I leave it and then start another research project, leave that incomplete. Then after 2 months, I leave that research paper, also go to next activity. So this is also one way or the other. It can be your time management issues. Because you have to complete the research paper, you have not been in a position to do it. That means some problem is there. So one of the problems could be with poor time management. Insufficient time for rest or personal relationships. Human body is not a machine. We need rest so that we can start fresh. So if you don't have time to rest, and now we are social beings, personal relationships, we have to attend our family. We have to attend our spouse, we have to attend our children, we have to attend our parents. If we don't have time to attend to our parents, do you think we are busy person? Sometimes we feel like every activity we do, but I don't have time to attend to my family. Do you think we are busy person? We are not. There are people who does thrice of the work which we do. Still they have time to attend the personal relationships. Still they can take a good rest. So that means some problem is somewhere in the time management with us. So it is not that, because we are human beings. We are living in a social setup. We need to give some time to the family. We need to give time to our parents, isn't it? So if we have our old age parents, isn't it? So you have to discuss with them. They don't need your money this time. They need to discuss. You need to sit with them, give some time, discuss something with them. They will understand that we are also important. So give time to the children, give time to your spouse. That's very essential, isn't it? So then only we can make this relationship strong and lovable. So if you find that there is no time to attend the family, do you think it is we are busy person and we are good people that we are doing activities? No, I don't think so. It's a problem with our time management. We are not in a position to attend our families and attend parents or take other personal relationships into consideration. The sense of being overwhelmed. Do you understand there are different demands in our head? So many activities, because when everything remains incomplete, nothing goes out of our mind. When everything remains there in our mind, because when we complete a task, it goes out of our mind. Another task, it goes out. If you leave everything incomplete, that means your mind will be overwhelmed. You will have so many of the jobs on your head, isn't it? So then what you do, it's very difficult to understand under this situation how we'll be in a position to accomplish the things. Now we will have other way. If we put these things in question, do you find yourself stressed with all you have to do? One of the important indicator of poor time management is stress, because there will be people here with me, because we are from management, we are from commerce, so we must have study time and stress management also, because nowadays we say the biggest disease nowadays is stress. It is slow poisoning. So many of the biological diseases are born out of this stress. Blood pressure, you have diabetes, stomach issues, so many things, your dementia, isn't it? So it is because of this stress. And you will find the most important indicator for being under stressful situation is poor time management. I will not say that this can be the only reason, but one of the fundamental reasons for being stressed is because of the poor time. Now, the question is first, how you will understand that you are under stress? Increased irritability. If you find that your irritability has increased, every person will have an irritation level. It's not a problem. It is actually we do get irritated. Things not vicious. So if we, so irritation will be there. But if you sometimes feel the irritation level has increased, for example, I am sitting in my home doing some work. My small child, for example, of a 4 or 5 year old, he is coming to me, Papa, please give me a pen. What I do, I just rebuke him. You are every time coming, you are disturbing me, you are not allowing me to work. So many things I pass on him. Do you think it's not like I got tremendous more irritated? Because it is a small child. He had a question. He knows that the answer is lying with the father. He came to ask me for a pen. Instead of giving him a pen, I got irritated and rebuked it. So if you find it's such a situation that your irritation level has increased from the normal, that means you are under stress. Erratic sleep. If we don't have a comfortable sleep, because sleep is very essential. We use day for the work, take rest in the night, then again when we get up the next day, we are fresh. So if you don't get a good sleep, then you will be fresh next day, you will not, isn't it? So erratic sleep means you don't have a complete sleep, comfortable sleep. You sleep for 1 hour, then you get up. You remain like this for half an hour. Then again you fall asleep. Then after 2 hours, you again open up your eyes, you got up. So it is erratic. I will tell you a small example. As a teacher, we are always being interviewed. Maybe in the university system, it's more when you have to go to this level, you have to face an interview. Go to the level stage third, you have to face an interview. For associate professor, there's an interview. For professor, so every time we are being interviewed. And during interview, for example, if next day we are going to face the interview, stress is normal. To be under stress, it is definitely a normal activity because you don't know how you will be just thinking that how I will have to enter, then what questions will be posed to me. So it can be a stressful situation. And that night, if we don't have a comfortable sleep, it's normal, no issue, because you are under stress. It can be only that if, for example, if every time now we are having an erratic sleep, so be very conscious about it. So this can be that your mind is under stress, which is not allowing you to have comfortable sleep. Because sleep means you should have a 7 hours sleep at stretch, 8 hours sleep at stretch. If you are in between, you are getting up, so you are not getting the comfortable this rest out of it. Increase it eating and smoking. If you have started increasing in this eating more, if you have started eating more than normal, it's also a stressful situation. For example, if sometimes we are angry is also a form of stress. If we are angry and we are going to take a lunch, you will understand, you will take the lunch which is equivalent to of a 3 persons, but still you will be feeling hungry. Why the situation is like this? Because our mind is somewhere else. Here we are taking food. We don't know how much food we have taken. So if your eating habits have changed, you have increased eating, that means you should understand you are under stress. Or if you are a smoker, you are the smoking of cigarettes or whatever it is, it has increased. So you should understand that you are under stress. Fatigue. If you get tired, if for example you have been given an activity that you do it for 2 hours or 3 hours, but once you have start the activity after half an hour, we will get tired. What is this? Because that means you have not done tremendous amount of job. You have done only half an hour as yet. It is not half an hour you have done on this job because your mind is also doing some jobs. So Tiredness is not coming only by being physically involved in one. No, if your mind is busy, it's also tired. So if you get tired, more tired than normal, so it's also a form of stress. Restlessness. If you don't feel comfortable to sit at one place, you become restless. You just get up, go here and there. If you are in a room, you're a garden, you go from one corner to another. So this is also a form of stress. Self-doubt. If we start doubting ourselves, because most of the times we will feel that we doubt ourselves whether we have done it or not. For example, a small example I will tell you. When we go to the office in the morning, how many times before leaving your home you check whether you are taking mobile with you or not? Nowadays, now we can go without breakfast to office, isn't it? Without any, but without mobile, it becomes very difficult for us to go to the office. So we try to ascertain again and again whether we have carried our this mobile set or not. If you are seeing it again and again, what does it mean? You are doubting yourself. How this doubt is coming? This doubt comes when I have put this mobile in my pocket. My mind was working somewhere else. Physically, I have done it, but mentally, I have not done it. So that is why we are creating self-doubt. It's not the only way. For example, if our mother, our spouse is cooking meals and sometimes she forgets about whether I have switched off the stove or not, gas stove or not. So these things are, or if I'm the last man to leave the home, we reach the office, then we forget, oh, whether I have locked my home or not. So this is self-doubt, because when I had been locking the room, locking the house, my mind was somewhere different. So then I have forgotten whether I have this locked the house or not. So this is also a form of stress. Poor memory. If we are developing poor memory, we sometimes associate this memory with age. But there can be possibility, but not that much possibility which we are putting on age. For example, if this could have been the issue, then US president, he is very aged person, he should have not memorizing everything. Or even our honorable president, honorable prime minister, the big hastiyan jo hai, they forget? Is there poor memory in them? They have fast memory than us, so we cannot relate memory with the age. So if we are developing poor memory, for example, sometimes we forget the name of our own principal of a college. Then you have to shake your head. What is the name of the principal? So if such a situation occurs, you are forgetting things. That means you are developing a poor memory. It is also the form of stress. Concentration. We have lost concentration. Newspaper came in the morning. I read all the newspaper. But what is the? If somebody asks me, what is the news today? I have forgotten because I don't know. I have read the newspaper, but my mind was working somewhere else. I couldn't remember what was the news in the news. So concentration level. Or if I am just preparing for the class tomorrow, I have maybe after 2 hours, I read 10 pages of a book. But what I read, I don't know. So concentration level is affected. So this is also a form of stress. There can be a complete list, because if somebody has worked on stress management, there can be so many reasons of this stress. So you will find that one of the important reasons for this stress, that's poor time management. Another is, are you frequently finishing tasks at the last minute, right before they are due? Why there are long queues on the last day of admission, on last day of examination? Now there are not queues. Even uploading a document on the last day becomes an issue for us. It takes 1 hour, half an hour to get it uploaded, because tremendous amount of rush is on the last day. So if we are among the people who does the activities on the last minute right there before due, that means it's a problem of time management. Because, for example, today was the last date of submitting the gas form, kid scheme form. So some people have submitted the form five days before, some 3 days before. But still I am working on it. And I am submitting it at only 1 minute before 4. So this is a problem of poor time management also. Do you find you have difficult time concentrating on one job at a time, because there are so many jobs to do? So you try to concentrate on a particular job. You make yourself that I will concentrate on this, but once there are so many of the jobs in our mind, we are not in a position to concentrate. So this is actually a problem. These are the signs, symptoms which will lead us that We are not good time managers, so we want to learn the skills of time management. Now, before going to the learning of the skills, let us first answer these questions. Because this will be a very good exercise if we answer these questions. What is my time worth? How much do I get paid per hour? If I could save 1 hour a day, what would this amount be in the course of 1 year? I told you in the beginning of the session that we cannot quantitatively give value to the time. In other words, I said generally we cannot. We cannot generalize the value of time. But I can give value, quantitative value to my time. A small exercise I will tell you. For example, if there is a teacher in a college, his pay is 90,000 rupees. That means for 30 days he gets 90,000. 90,000 divided by 30. So 1 day he gets 3,000. And in a day he gives 6 hours in the office time. So 3,000 divided by 6, that means 500. So the value of my 1 hour is equal to 500 rupees. It's a small exercise I came to. So now if I can save 1 hour a day, what this amount could be? It's just an exercise. So that means 500 into 365. So how much big amount it comes that if we can save 1 hour in every activity. What is my job? What results are expected of me? Am I meeting a predetermined definable purpose or I am just drifting? As a teacher, do I understand what is my job? Do I understand what results are expected of me? Have I put a predetermined purpose that this will be the completion task of my job? Have I put this predetermined standard for that? So, what results are expected? For example, we teach in the class. What is the expectations? Is it only that the every student should get through in the examination, they should have a pass marks? Now, there are so many of the responsibilities which are put on the shoulders of a teacher. Moral education, so many things now, every activity, isn't it? Even parents are coming as that our child is doing this bad activity, please try to help us in getting him avoid this thing, isn't it? So many things. Now, teachers are not all having a role in a class to teach the subject, though that's our primary role. That's our primary. But secondary roles are so many of us now, isn't it? So you have to see what is the result. Is it only that the student should get through the examination, or we are trying to build a personality development of a student? From every angle, we are trying to make him a good human being, isn't it? So educationally, morally, so many things, isn't it? So this is actually now the results which are expected from a teacher of a college or from a university. What have I been doing? At the end of the day, am I able to account for my time? Or do I say to myself, where did the day go? I don't feel I have accomplished anything. Have I been doing the right things? Am I involved in work activities that rightfully fall under the responsibility of my husband? So the question first is, what I have been doing? I have spent a day in a college. What I did during this day? Can we account for this time? Account for time means, for example, if I spent 6 hours in a college, can I account what activity I have done and how much time it has taken? Account for time means the time taken in different activities should come to the time spent in the office. Is it coming always equal? For example, if you are not in a position to do it, that means, for example, in a college, I have taken 2 sessions for 1 hour each. So, okay, 2 hours I have been engaged in teaching. So, in 4 hours, okay, 15 minutes I have met the principal, 15 minutes I have searched the library. Where the rest of the time has gone? Where it has gone? Why then do you feel that where the did I have not, or sometimes we feel I have not, this day has gone waste. I have not done anything out of this. So this is when we are failure to make the account of a time. So it's a problem. That means I have not been doing the right things toward that. You have to understand, we are going to the office with a defined purpose. Isn't it? These number of tasks we have to perform. Isn't it? And when we go to the home back, can we make an account of the time that it was equal to 6 hours? Am I involved in work activities that rightfully are under the responsibility of my subordinates? Don't feel sometimes that we are doing such activities which are not our activities. For example, in a NAC visits when we go or in different visits, these export visits we go, I have found in so many of the colleges, especially in other in states, that teachers have been involved in uh, in getting the admission form from the students, getting the fees from the students, getting the examination forms from the students, typing a letter for the principal. Don't you think that this is not our task to do? Maybe in some of the colleges, I found that there was a less of non-teaching staff because it was managed privately. So they have put less of the staff. There some works to be taken from the staff will be okay. But you have found in most of, even though there is a non-teaching staff, enough settled teachers are doing this activity. Why should we prepare timetable? Why should you prepare the date sheet? Why should we type a letter? Why should we do the activities which are maintain the accounts of a school or college or this? Is it rightly followed? Right? So I actually questioned this also in some of the colleges. So why you are doing this? Because it's not your responsibility. You have a good enough staff, not teaching staff. You give it to them. You will do it. So so they are not in a position to do it. They do it wrongly, and it becomes very difficult. And Arey bhaiya, you give them some time. Okay, they will do wrong once, twice. Then they will understand what the problem. Then you will be free. Then they will do it. But if you are doing their work, you are making them more lazy now, and it becomes a habit for them then to avoid the work. So don't allow them to avoid the work. They are also responsible people. They also get the job, pay for their own job. So allow them to do it. So if as a teacher, if I'm going to a college or a university, I should not do the job which falls under the responsibility of somebody else. We should not do it. What are the five most important tasks I have to do? How am I investing my time? What results do I see for the time I spend on each activity? Do we, whenever we left for the office, do we have some activities, five important activities which I have to do? Do we account for like that? How I am spending my time in doing these tasks? What are the results which I see after I spend the time on each activity? What would happen if some of these things were not done? So what harms will be there? If, for example, if I out of these five tasks, I could not do one of the tasks, what will happen? You have to see what will be the results if I could not do some of the tasks which I'm supposed to do. Am I goal oriented? Am I working towards quantified objectives? Have I established performance standards for myself or my people? Goal oriented, you mean that our focus should be towards our goal as a teacher. Am I working towards quantified objectives? Have I established performance standards? Because in management, we understand that we are the control process, which is the last process in the management, we find that how do we control the activities? Because we compare the actuals with the estimates, with the standards. Have I put standards for myself? Have I put a standard that this should be the result of my students where I am teaching? This should be the result of this coming from the examination, from other activities out of this. Not only for I should keep the standard for my people also, for my subordinates also, for students also. Do I do it? Have I done any planning? When I arrive on the job in the morning, do I know what is it I have to accomplish during that particular day? Have I established priorities? Have I determined a hierarchy of importance? We all know because we are mostly from commerce and management. Planning is very essential. Planning is, in short, we say it's what to do, how to do, when to do, why to do it, isn't it? So we do planning. Why do we do planning? Because we must have a belief before us that what is actually to be done and what activity has to start at what time. Why we do this? Because if there is any difficulty which you are expected to face at a particular moment, a particular time, we will know it in advance. So when we know some difficulty in advance, we will find a solution also for that. Otherwise, we get stuck when we find these difficulties when we are in the progress of the work. So planning helps us in number of activities, isn't it? So have I established priorities? what is priority, but we will have a detailed discussion later. So what is my priority number one? What is the priority number two? Isn't it? Have I developed determined hierarchy of importance? Have I developed what comes under priority one, what comes on priority two, what comes our priority number three? Have I tried to manage, schedule, control my work and time? Is the job running me or I am running the job? Am I suffering from briefcases that is bringing more and more of my work at home? Have I tried to manage, schedule, control my work and time? I will tell you, while we prepare for the class, at home or in college. In college, for example, if I am teaching two subjects, that means 2 hours, what I do for the rest of the 4 hours? So why should I prepare for the class at our home? At our home, time is for the family. Maybe you can have some time, you can have 1 hour, okay, that's okay. But entire time you go to the home, then you stick to the books. Don't give time to your parents. Don't give time to your family, to your children. Do you think it's good? It's not. So if I am teaching even 3 hours in a college, what 3 hours are there? What I do for the other 3 hours? I spend this in gossips, making a fun of the things. Isn't it that it was better to prepare in the college itself and then be relaxed and go at home and enjoy the life there with the family? Do I delegate all possible tasks? Am I able to hand over more tasks to my co-workers or staff at work and to my spouse or children at home? So we all know that delegation of authority is there. We delegate tasks to others also. Because as a single person, I may not be in a position to do everything. For example, if we have a principal of a college, he also delegates tasks to among his staff, isn't it? For example, why they have put a disciplinary committee, a purchase committee, academic committee. These tasks are actually, these committees have been established which help the principal in the process of decision making. So he has actually delegated this task to purchase committee that we have to make purchases. So they help him. So they give the recommendation that these are the tasks, these are the things which we have to purchase. So if he will not do it, then he has to do himself. Is it possible that principal in a college can look towards all these activities, or a vice chancellor can do all the activities by himself? Not only in the office, at home also, if we see, do we do all activities by ourselves? There also we delegate things, isn't it? We delegate some tasks to our spouse, some tasks we delegate even to children to do it, isn't it? So this is delegation. So do I delegate all possible tasks? Do I delegate? Do I believe that these tasks should be done by other people otherwise, or I get more involved in all activities? The result is that I did nothing in the college or the university. Does the spend I spend on the job affect my lifestyle? Am I enjoying life and having fun? Or am I so stressed from the pressures of poor time management of the job that the tension carries over into my entire life? The way you spend the time is affecting your lifestyle. You must have found that a particular student, he comes always late. A particular teacher, he goes always late to the class. So because it has become his habit, it has become his lifestyle. So we say that he's a latecomer. So it is his lifestyle has changed because when he is entering the late. So that means if we are not managing the time effectively, so it will definitely affect our lifestyle, isn't it? So we'll be from bad to worst. So better is learn the skills of time management because you will get reflected by these things. Am I enjoying life? Because when we are having a life, it should be enjoyed. We must have a fun also. It is not that we must be stressed always by virtue of this poor time management that we will carry this tension over into my everyday life. Every day I become under stress, I become under tension, isn't it? So this was a small exercise having this time management before we will just go for learning the skills of time management. Now, what are the different skills of time management, techniques which will help us in managing time effectively? One is to-do list. We will have one by one, we will explain. Then goal setting, planning, prioritizing, decision making, delegating, scheduling, understanding others, and improving yourself. So these are some of the techniques So, which becomes important for us to understand if we want to be a good time manager. So, you must learn these skills because it will help us in doing every activity appropriately and efficiently. But somewhere we may differ from each other because I told you we are subjective in the time management, isn't it? But these, though they are general characteristics, in other features we may differ from each other, isn't it? And here also there is a possibility that we may differ, but almost if we are in a position to have these activities or to have these things in our mind, we'll be in a position to manage our time effectively. Now, to-do list. What is this to-do list? Develop a to-do list. To-do list is actually put the tasks which we have to perform on some piece of paper. Put these things in writing. Why should we stress our mind always by these things that what I have to do perform during the day? And most of the time we must have understood that we forget some things also. For example, if I was leaving the office, my daughter tells me, Papa, once you come back from your office, please purchase this chemistry book for me from the market. But once I reach at home back, where is my book? I have forgotten to purchase it. Or I have to meet the principal. For this thing, I have to tell him that this is the thing which we have to do in the college. But when I got back home, I forgot to tell the principal. Is it not better instead of stressing our mind by whatever the tasks we have to do during this day, will it not be better to put these things in writing? In the process of preparing the to-do list, use a standard format, one that fits your needs. Format it can be a piece of paper. You will write on the piece of paper that these are the activities which I have to do. Keep it in the pocket. Or some people can keep the diary. Okay. So it can be today's date. It's 22nd of July, 2025. So these are the activities which I have to do for today.